Hello. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna look through my new sketchbook. I just finished this one and I hope you enjoy. I'll take you on a tour. This was from Melwolf. This was from my friend Sad Kids Playground. So I bought this sketchbook thinking that I could finish the whole sketchbook in Hong Kong. That's when I went back home and I did one drawing and I hurt my hand, so no more sketchbook entries after that. So I came back. This is already August 31st, so I did take a long break. Had a weekend in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was really fun, and as we were waiting for our food, I painted Dylan, and then we went to a coffee shop I thought was so pretty, so I did a little sketch. And this is on our way back, so we were waiting for our plane, painted that. And this was all done in my travel kit. I have this palette, so I put my watercolor, I just stuck them on there, and then this side is gouache, and I did this whole painting with that. And then you see some crayons on there, so that's Neocolor. I love them. And some color pencil. Albuquerque was beautiful. We went to Santa Fe and Albuquerque, so I was absolutely in love with the views and understood why Georgia O'Keeffe would live the rest of her life there. Painted all the beautiful mountains, and there was this big metal dog sculpture and had a swing, so Dylan was on a swing, and I thought that was really fun. And Dylan and I went for a hike. We saw this dad taking his two kids hiking with him, and I thought that was so cute, so captured that. And then this was just little random items that we came across in New Mexico. Fountains, lights, flowers, funny sculptures. We had this really good ice cream. This was a Southwest plushie we thought was kind of cute. Giant chess piece. So yeah, and this guy was this guy. It's just little fun compositions, compositional studies, more landscape paintings or sketches. I had way too much fun. I couldn't stop doing all this. And these were sketches from when we visited Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. And these two are from the same reference photo. I was, kind of looking how I could exaggerate the gesture more. But I actually think I like this one more. This was the same thing from the same reference photos, and I did two different medium, and the color bled through from this, so kind of ruined it. But I really like how this one turned out, and I love this ink. It's just so pretty. More landscape, a lot of Neocolors, more landscape, and again bled through from the other page. Kind of ruined it a little bit, but I don't mind. That's what a sketchbook is for. I'm not really protective about my drawings on my sketchbooks. That's why it's always really messy. we have this idea that every page need to be perfect, but then that kind of take away our chances to make mistake and experiment with new things. So I'm perfectly okay with the fact that pages don't turn out okay. And you can always paint over it. So yeah, you see a lot of different experiment. Like this is completely kind of just abstract with the ink. I just kind of dilute it to see, you know, how the ink would react with different amount of water, and you get the landscape of, you know, New Mexico. And then this one was Dylan using the camera taking a photo of me, and I thought to play with the gesture. So all this were exaggeration, so I get this fun, you know, kind of like a square shape. And this, so like earlier I said, you can always paint over it. So I did this really abstract kind of experiment. Didn't really work out, so I drew over it. These were uncles at a Vietnamese sandwich store, and they were, I think, just, you know, kind of gambling, having their Sunday morning meetings. It was so fun to like watch them, just Asian uncles. So I painted, kind of, you know, drew some of them. Yeah, so Dylan would take photos of me doing markets. So from one of the photos, I thought it was kind of cool. This person had cowboy hat, and I just kind of, you know, played with different texture and captured that. More New Mexico landscapes. We went to New Mexico so we could go to Melville. We went to the one in Vegas twice, and the one in Santa Fe, New Mexico is the OG, so we had to go. Yeah, and we had a lot of fun in New Mexico. So this, I posted this on my Instagram. It's a self-portrait. I might have done this without a reference, I don't remember. So it's the vibe of me, but it doesn't really look exactly like me. You know, I always have messy hair and just kind of look a little sad, but you know, I'm not sad, I'm just thinking. And then just, you know, playing with ink, doing a little gestural drawing. And then this was a more abstract interpretation of a landscape, and then a silly drawing of Dylan. And then some journal entry. I think at that time I was in San Francisco visiting my friend. Yeah, we went to a cafe, and then there was a vase that was really cool, so I drew that. And this was my sketches for my 2025 calendar. I will make another video about that, but basically I reimagined all those masterpieces with cats. I didn't use all of this. I didn't end up using this one, but you know, good brainstorm, good sketches to start a project with. I love this sketch that I did here, so good. Yeah, so these are, you know, the start of a project. Did some types, wrote some. I was trying to experiment with different ways of writing the months, but I did not end up using this because it did not go well with my final design. I will show the calendar later. And this was just playing with colors, and I actually love how all the colors work together, but then the pencil kind of ruined it a little bit. That's okay. So these were all color pencils. I love just all this vibrant color. I love pink. Pink is a great color. I think pink and green work really well together. So probably will do more of that. this was, you know, me thinking, seriously, any blobs, you just put a face on it, it's a cat, because that's what my cat is, a blob with a face. Again, just experimenting with different colors. So this one, I just kind of wrote that or drew that. I don't know. I feel like when you kind of write letters in a designy way, do you say you wrote those words or do you say you drew those words? I don't know. So I did that, and then I, you know, traced over it, and then I made a stamp. So I made a stamp and used that as a stamp for some of my packaging. So that was cool. I think I borrowed a book from the library about design history. You know, CD player, MP3, and then, what do you call that? Audio player? Sound machine? I don't know. But anyways, the designs of how it changed over the years, and I thought it was cool. So I did some sketches. Random stuff I did when I was looking after my friend's grocery store. I was like, you know those like Sunny Angels or like Mitski, and people are obsessed with them? I was like, what if I made one for Big Chicken? That would be so cute. And then a very silly drawing of me, crazy eyes. So this was Vegas. So every year we go back there for work, and this was a beautiful wood sculpture in one of those fancy hotels. So yeah, I kind of captured it with my fun Neo colors. Drawing of Dylan. I think we were at a park, and then he was playing Uno on his phone, and I just kind of drew him. I was thinking making new designs for stickers, but didn't really do it at the end, but maybe I'll do it. Again, testing different colors. And I like this little drawing of plant, I guess. I don't know what these are, but yeah. Drawing of chicken, and then this. So I had a pencil sketch that I could barely make out what I really drew on it, and a few months later I went back with this cheap watercolor marker, like so cheap, like $2 for like 12 colors. That kind of watercolor pens for, you know, kids. Just use that and then like scribbled in. And you know what? I kind of love this. I think this is really fun. And random compositions, sketches. Cats. This is giving Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if you can see that, but I love going to the park. I would just sit there and look at trees. Even the quote is very Winnie the Pooh. Doing nothing is so nice. So that's a vibe. And then did another drawing of the trees. Just a lot of different colors. I think they're just color pencils, Neo colors, just whatever I had in my pencil bag, and just did that. So you know how like colors don't matter that much as long as your value is there, and if there's enough contrast, then the image will probably be pretty interesting. I think this is a good evidence of that, because like, what the hell's going on, you know? But it looks cool, I think. I was people watching at the park, so those are, you know, drawing as everyone is moving. So they aren't very clear, but more just gestural, just, you know, watching people. It's pretty cool. Okay, I need to put this thing away. Just this in the way. Drew a chicken with my pan. And then this was a quick watercolor sketch of a figure. I love figure drawing. I don't do it enough. If I ever do figure drawing, it would be for my own purpose, like for fun, because I don't really see myself ever selling something like this, because who's gonna buy it? But if you want to buy it, let me know so I can actually monetize on my figure drawings, because I do really enjoy doing them. This was a very fun sketch. Yeah, playing with textures and just uncles. More uncles at the Vietnamese cafe. And this was a sketch of my friend's Thanksgiving. I was very honored that they invited me to their family Thanksgiving. It was so nice. The food was amazing, and this was when everyone was looking through the family photos, and they were wearing gloves, looking through just years of family photos. It was so sweet. Yeah. I love my friends and their family. And these are some just studies of some pictures I had, me and Chicken in a bathtub. Sometimes he would just sit in there in the bathtub in our old apartment, and I would just go in and sit with him, and we'd just be there quietly, you know. We'd just sit in dry bathtub and just, you know, contemplating life. That was me and holding a giant letter. So these are sketches for a commission. I did a wrap packet, Lunar New Year wrap packet designs for my former teacher, who has this really amazing, impressive project for Cantonese phonetics. Check it out. And then I was in Boston. My best friend just had a baby, and that was him feeding the baby, and they were just moving constantly because you know how babies are. Yeah, that was great. And after Boston, I went back to Sarasota, Florida to spend my Christmas with my in-laws, and we were watching movies. So as we were watching movies, I just drew some characters. And this was also in Sarasota. I was sitting at a porch and painted that in like 3 minutes, and then I was ready, so I went back inside and I did it upside down. Oops. And I came home and I was playing with different textures again. So this was actually a quick drawing of the museum, and this was completely abstract, but then you can see kind of how they're a little similar. Yeah, I think I'm exploring abstract paintings a little more because it's fun, you know? And that was a picture from Denver Airport. I had a layover, and they had this like sculpture, this little sculpture. It was so cute, so Christmassy. And then that was, you know, me getting home, trying to like get back into painting. And this was actually me trying out my new gouache kit. This is this. Yeah. This is horrible. So I was trying out new gouache kit. My in-laws got them for me for Christmas. I don't know. The gouache was perfect for, you know, quick studies like this. All right. So I live in Arizona. This is not... The face is too small for me to actually go into details. If you know who I painted, then you probably know that I didn't paint it very good. And if you don't know who I'm painting on this, then my point exactly. But to be an Arizona sports fan, it's not fun. Let me just put it that way. All right, and I am working on a big painting, so I have a lot of oil paint just, you know, laying around, and I'm doing a lot of leaves, and I just did one on here. So this is oil paint. And then this was a painting of a picture I took in Boston. This is my first ever, you know, kind of like a snow white Christmas. I grew up in Hong Kong, so snow is very new to me. Yeah, I've never really spent any time in snow. I was in Hong Kong and I was in Florida and then I'm in Arizona, so yeah, no snow for me. So that was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I loved how pretty it was in Boston, all snowy and white. Very dreamy. My cat, my fat ass cat, is licking his fingy. This is the same cheap watercolor pen that I had, and you know, I was kind of ending the sketchbook just with, you know, my new kind of new mentality with my art is I should make more bad art because art is supposed to be fun. So make bad art. And I saved a lot of stuff. I saved everything for last to stick on them. Like, imagine if I stick the coin in the middle, then my whole sketchbook experience is gonna be so horrible. So yeah, Mel Wolf, my favorite. We actually had to do like a whole puzzle to get this little thing. I was very proud that I did that. And we got a handbag. I'll show a picture of it. I am obsessed. Even though this one is from Vegas, we got it from Santa Fe. But we've been to the Vegas one. Totally recommend. So amazing. Mel Wolf is like, to me, it's like any artist, like wildest dream, right? I would love to work for Mel Wolf one day. Hey Mel Wolf, someone tag them please. I would love to work for you. And you know, just things. Albuquerque, we went to Albuquerque, Georgia O'Keeffe, Mel Wolf, this fun little art motel. And then when I was in San Francisco, I went to their MoMA and Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Amazing. I went there, did all day with my friends, and then went back again to see their free Mayonnaise exhibition. Wow, it was so great. I'm speechless. It was amazing. And I walked past the MIT Old Media Lab. They had a tattoo sticker, so I stick it there. This is one of the best markets I've ever done, Phoenix Flea. Shout out to Phoenix Flea. I love you guys so much. They're just so well organized, and everyone that participates is amazing. Just an amazing community. And I saved their stickers so I could, you know, have them on my sketchbook so I can save it forever. So I didn't actually put them on myself. I'm supposed to, but I didn't, so I can do this. And Tempe Public Library. I love the library. I go there every week or every other week. Yeah, I don't know. Go to your public library. It's great. And here's some brainstorm for my rebrand. And a little note. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my sketchbook tour, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have a favorite page. Let me see if I have a favorite page. Maybe that one. It's great. All these landscape paintings were so much fun. Maybe this one. Okay, we'll end it with this. All right, thank you all.